Hello, I'm Chris Thomas. I work in AI as a solutions developer and consultant. This is a short video about a stock research assistant project I've developed as a proof of concept for implementing a multi-agent system in LangGraph with parallel nodes and tool calling capabilities. It's also served as an opportunity for me to experiment with Google Gemini's grounded search and structured output features, building on my existing retrieval augmented generation experience. This multi-agent stock research assistant uses generative AI to simulate a team of financial analysts with diverse perspectives, similar to how investment firms may operate. This use case is an area where it may be difficult for individual investors to look at complicated financial and market data and the sentiment of the investment markets with regard to a stock. This is intended as an educational simulation and demonstration of AI capabilities, not real investment advice. The assistant analyzes stocks by first collecting data based upon its ticker from the Alpha Vantage API. Also, recent news and sentiment analysis is collected as well. This information is then has technical indicators created from it, and a report is generated, which is then passed to each of our analyst agents. Each agent is advising based upon different perspectives: growth and technology, retail and long-term analysis, and value analysis. Each of the agents has access to multiple tools where they can collect additional reports from the Alpha Vantage API or carry out searches in Google, and they continue to use those tools until they feel they've got enough information that they make a decision to make a final conclusion and recommendation on their analysis. Each of the agent's reports are then provided to a supervisor node, an agent, who then creates a final report and recommendation based upon that data. Each of the analysts is implemented as a subgraph within LangChain, so we can see that the information comes into the analysts. Their analysis is carried out based upon a prompt which is passed to an LLM with the information they've got, and then they make a decision as to whether they continue their analysis, which tools to use, and then when they finish. If we take a look at one of the example prompts for the growth and technology analysts, it gives a background to who they are, some instructions for them, an idea of what the report should look like that they provide back, and the ratings that they should give and their confidence levels. And each of the different analysts' agents has their own prompt. If we take a look in LangFuse, we can see where a previous run has been recorded. We have the initial prompt, which is passed to the large language model, and the initial market data they're given about a stock ticker, in this case ASML, and indicators we've calculated, news that's been collected, and then the agent is asked whether they want to carry on with additional searches and use the tools at their disposal. In this case, the agent decides that they require historical financial statements to further assess their stock. That information is then collected via the tools they have access to, and the assistant decides that it has enough information to make a recommendation. We can then have a look at the sort of supervisor agent, which takes those reports from each of the individual analysts, and which we can see here, the growth and technology analyst, their conclusions and recommendations, which is to buy with medium confidence. Then we've got our retail and long-term analyst, who again has made an assessment, and they're suggesting to hold with medium confidence, and our value analyst, who again has produced their report, and their recommendation is hold with medium confidence. The supervisor analyst then takes that information and creates a final report based upon that with a recommendation. And we can see the final output of the report here, noting the sort of areas of agreement and disagreement from each of the agent analysts, and then makes a recommendation and conclusion based upon that. And we've also got for reference the individual analyst reports. The notebook is quite well documented. You can have a look through. It requires a Alpha Vantage API key and a Google API key, both of which have free tiers available. And if you populate the LangFuse API keys, the interactions with the LLMs can be observed. The links to both the Kaggle notebook and a blog post on this are in the notes below. Thank you.